Hi, this is Dr. Phil Nguyen with Happy Clinic Denver. I'm starting a new series called Subtle is the New Wow. Now, I'm sure all you guys know that watching The Housewives of Beverly Hills and other reality TV, as well as seeing a lot of the makeovers of celebrities, uh, they're really starting to look unrecognizable and not like themselves and not natural. My whole philosophy in aesthetics is to create a subtle look for you, but yet a very nice wow. And I want you to be yourself, but I want you to be a better version of yourself. And there's things that I can tweak that can give you a better version of yourself. For example, this is one of my patients here. Her name is Jill. Jill is 45 years old and a long distance runner. She's run a few marathons and half marathons as well. Looking at the structure of her face, I can actually tell that she is either a runner or a yoga instructor or very active in um, some sort of aerobic exercise. She's got some depressions here in her temple area. She's lost a lot of volume in there. She's got depressions here underneath her cheekbones, which we call the preauricular area. So as she ages, she starts to get the hollowing underneath her eyes. There's this area right here that seems to flatten out, and we fill that area as well. And as you can see, she's got a long tear trough that is depleted. And as we soften that, she doesn't look quite as tired, quite as old as well. I also went and filled in this anterior medial cheek area. And again, runners seem to be very depressed in that area. It's hard to see in this three-quarter view what I did, but it definitely made her look better as well. I also improved her nasolabial folds. I placed some Voluma in her nasolabial folds and see how that has softened that line as well. And I went down in this area, in the chin area, to fill in this depression as we get older. It's actually a whole triangle that gets depressed, and we fill that in as well. And you can see improvements in some of the fine lines that she has right in there, and you can see that her jawline just looks a lot better. The last thing I'd like to do for her, which I didn't do between the before and after pictures, is to give her a little lip. She definitely needs a little bit of a lip to give her that little pizzazz, that little drama in her face. But anyways, Jill looks absolutely amazing. A very subtle improvement, but yet a very wow. She's told me that many of her friends and colleagues and co-workers have noticed the changes, and she just feels so much more confident in her everyday life. I want to emphasize that I actually did this transformation all in one day, and this after picture actually was taken immediately after doing the procedure. So no bruising. She looks absolutely fabulous. I do it with a cannula technique, so that reduces my bruising by probably 95 to 99%. I know that in the past I've used needles as opposed to cannulas, and the needles would actually cut through the blood vessels and thereby cause bruising, whereas with the newer cannula technique, you hardly get any bruising at all. You look fabulous when you leave, and there's really no downtime to the injectable procedure. Anyways, thanks for joining us today with Happy Clinic Denver. I hope you stay tuned for our next series on Subtle is the New Wow. Take care. Bye.